and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Cosplay Vicar, and today I want to talk to you about how to build your Ghostbuster Proton Pack. Now for me it was a 1984 movie and I wanted to build something that looked like it would walk straight off the set. So this is what I built a number of years ago now, and over time I've modified and added to it. It didn't kind of look like this the moment I built it. It was a journey. I built it and then added to it and added to it and added to it. So only recently I've taken off some 3D printed parts that I'd had on here and swapped it out for metal parts. So it's been a journey of development over a period of time. Now what I do recognise is this kit is called a Ben of Kent kit. Ben of Kent builds kits that you can build and put together for yourself. It's not a cheap hobby. Cosplaying is not cheap. I totally get it. So you may want to build something that looks like this, that's screen accurate, but for the rest of us that couldn't afford this, what do we do? How do we cosplay as a Ghostbuster? And that's what I want to talk about today. See, my first experience cosplaying as a Ghostbuster was probably about a 9-year-old, 10-year-old. I got myself a cardboard box, a couple of shoe boxes, yogurt pot, milk cartridge, can of spray paint, an old rucksack, and I built myself a Proton Pack with a cord from a Hoover, and that was it. It was like the Proton Packs from Stranger Things, and I loved it. I was watching real Ghostbusters and I just thought it was absolutely fantastic. So I've enjoyed dressing up and cosplay from a very young age. So how do you get to build your own Proton Pack? Well, there's got to be steps on that journey. And this is my son's Proton Pack that I want to show you today. 2 or 3 years ago we went to Comic-Con together dressed as Ghostbusters. I wore my Proton Pack and he wore one that we'd made out of cardboard. We'd used an old biscuit tin. And we built him something that looked fab. We loved him walking around Comic-Con wearing it. This time around we wanted to do something that was just the next step up, the next bit of that cosplay journey. So what we have got here is what's called the Spirit of Halloween Proton Pack. And I picked this up online back in September now, 2021. I paid about £80 for it. Online, and it's 80% size, so it's slightly smaller than a full-size Proton Pack, but actually that works really well for him. It's not as heavy. Why would you want to carry something that's really heavy around with you all day like this? So this works really well. And what we did was we took the basic shell of the Proton Pack and we added to it. So this is the Hasbro Neutrona one. This is the one that I reviewed a few weeks ago. I said I didn't love it. I don't hate it. I never said I hated it. Some of the comments to my video make it sound like I've said that I hate this thing. I don't hate this thing. I just don't love it. Felt a bit plasticky to me, but that's fine. It's great for cosplay. And what we did was we took it, we removed some of the rubber parts that it came with. This was a clear white tube at the top. We removed that and we've kind of made some alterations. We changed the grips on here as well, put some resin grips on. What else did we do to it? Put a hose on there, gave it a new paint job, made it look like the 1984, swapped out the trigger switch on here as well. So that is the Hasbro Neutrona ones that he's got here. And I think it looks great now. We've painted it up. It looks like the original 1984 Neutrona ones. It is plasticky, so my fear is if he dropped it, I think it would probably break, just because it is plastic. But actually, it works well for what he's wanting to do with that. So we added on the Hasbro Neutrona one to the Spirit of Halloween Proton Pack. And we added in some actual Ghostbuster parts. This piece here is a 3D printed piece. We swapped it out from mine when I put my metal part on here. So things like the clip-art valves, we replaced those with ones that I'd actually got off my old kit when I was changing that. So that's kind of what we've done. We've added to it, put extra stickers on there. One of the big changes that we did was we added a Alice frame on here. This is a LC2 Alice frame. Now this is a bit important, so if you're building a kit like this, I would definitely say track down an LC1 Alice frame. Why? They're welded a bit differently, the metal is a bit thicker, and I think it really does cope better with a heavy Proton pack. If you are doing a pack like this, much lighter than the LC2 that you can pick up much cheaper, they're easier to get hold of, this will do the job for you. There's a few things that are minor differences between the two. So if you wanted to go for something that's more screen accurate, you would have to go for the LC1, but the LC2 does the job well. You can pick up some of these army surplus pack straps as well, not for a great deal. So I think the Alice frame I got from eBay for about £25, and the straps I think we paid about £20 for as well. This is just a bit of plywood that we added to the back, sprayed it silver, mounted the Alice pack to that, and that was the major kind of addition, that the Spirit of Halloween pack didn't come with an Alice frame. It was just like a school rucksack set of straps. So we swapped it out for actual army surplus straps. So that's what he wore for Comic-Con, and I think this is a great kind of intermediary, kind of introductory. If you didn't want to spend lots of money on a Proton pack, this is a great way in. Of course, the Hasbro one is a great way into cosplaying. The Spirit of Halloween pack is a great way into cosplaying. I would really highly recommend, if you are wanting to do something for Comic-Con, or to go and kind of troop around the streets maybe during a Halloween or something like that, then this would do that exact thing. It's got some lights and sounds in there that you can fire off from the Neutrona ones. We kept the Spirit of Halloween lights and sounds in here. So I think this does the job really well. How much did we pay? I think it was about £80 for this. I got the Neutrona one super cheap on Zavvi that were doing a sale at one point. You can't pick these up now. These are out of stock. But the Hasbro Neutrona ones became a good little kind of starting place for us to create a 1984 Proton pack. Although this is a Ghostbusters 2 ribbon there, not the Ghostbusters one that I've got on here. So this was a sparey that I'd got that I put on here. So I think this is a great way into cosplaying as a Ghostbuster. If you want to do a Ghostbuster, maybe the Spirit of Halloween pack with the Hasbro Neutrona ones is a great introductory way for you to start doing your Ghostbuster. If you want to build something that's a bit more like this, then I would say check out Ben of Kent. He's definitely the route to go. And what's nice about this is you can buy yourself the shell, and then you can start thinking about adding in all the other parts to make it look more screen accurate as time goes by. That's what I did. I kept adding in until I have something now that I'm super happy with. You can add in lights and sounds as you're ready to do so. So, cardboard box, spray it black, make yourself a Ghostbuster that route, or you could go down the Spirit of Halloween pack kind of route and build yourself something 80% size scale. Perfect for kids and to teenagers as well. Smaller people, if you are a smaller person in scale, this would work really well for you as well, because it's not as heavy as the Ben of Kent kit, which is all a resin and metal kit. But if you want to build something that's more screen accurate, then you could go down this route as well. So I sometimes get called a snob. I like to build things that are screen accurate. That's just because I want to give it time to do so. But you don't have to build this. Just because that's what I build doesn't mean that that's what you have to build. You might want to build something that's a little bit more like this, that actually you could knock it about and you're not worried about, you're not spent the earth on it if it gets damaged. You could certainly go down that route. One other thing, just a nice little thing here. So the Spirit of Halloween pack doesn't come with the ion arm, which is the arm here that you see on my pack. It doesn't come with that. So what did we use to build that? That is simply a metal straw. It's a metal straw from Amazon, and it's glued in with a hot glue gun. It's pretty solid in there, but it looks absolutely spot on. It's exactly the right scale and size for it. So there are little things like that you could do that really saves a lot of money, but looks fab. And I'm really proud to walk around Comic-Con with my son wearing this. He looked awesome. Absolutely awesome. So you might want to try building one of these as well. Spirit of Halloween pack, Hasbro Neutrona ones, an LC2 frame. adding in, swapping out cables, give it a respray. Can find somebody maybe who's got a 3D printer to 3D print some missing parts that it doesn't come with, and tell you what, I think you could make something that looks absolutely fantastic. So there you go. I hope you found that interesting. Give the video a like. Love you to subscribe for other videos as well. But until next time, enjoy cosplaying.